It's so insane what they've done to themselves lately with all these subpoenas to content creators. So by doing this, they did exactly the opposite of what they were trying to do. They were trying to silence people instead about them underestimating us. So now there's been 3 more filings from content creators that just hit the docket last night, and they're all amazing. And I think bottom line is now Justin Baldoni gets even more evidence towards Blake Lively.
Did Blake Lively really intimidate a witness? Or is this just another case of celebrity drama on steroids? What if I told you there's a sworn declaration claiming Blake's camp twisted the story, and that the reporter at the heart of it says he was pressured into lying? Oh, and somehow Taylor Swift's name gets dragged in too, with whispers of an extortion attempt. If you thought Hollywood scandals couldn't get any messier, this one makes even soap operas look organized.
They have underestimated us so badly. So by doing this, they did exactly the opposite of what they were trying to do. They were trying to silence people instead. So these subpoenas haven't silenced anyone. They just exposed everything. And now what they're proving is that are not in line in the narrative that Blake Lively has been painting. And I just love to watch this happen in real time.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. What happens when a reporter says the story he signed off on in court wasn't even his story? That's exactly the mess James Bucca claims he found himself stuck in. He wasn't some random blogger posting gossip out of his basement. He was actually on the payroll of a major outlet, the Daily Mail, and that meant editors, lawyers, and HR people breathing down his neck. The problem was, he says the official line about Blake Lively didn't match what he knew, and when he tried to stand his ground, the pressure campaign turned ugly. According to him, signing that declaration wasn't just a simple formality. It was more like one of those silent choices you sometimes hear about. Go along with the company version or kiss your job goodbye.
It's so insane what they've done to themselves lately with all these subpoenas to content creators, because what all of these subpoenas are showing is that all the backlash that Blake Lively experienced online has been organic. And every creator is talking more about it on their YouTube channels or on X or on TikTok, that they have a pattern of intimidating people and using legal shady tactics to punish people.
Not exactly a fun position to be in. He describes it as picking between keeping his career or sticking to his conscience. Imagine a hostage scenario, but instead of ski masks and weapons, it's men in suits holding non-disclosure agreements. That's the picture he paints, and it's not flattering at all for a place that claims to support journalistic integrity. Here's where it gets sticky. Bucca says when they handed him the declaration, he noticed they left out things he wanted to bring up. He asked for corrections. He asked to set the record straight, and pretty conveniently for the other side, those requests never made it past the inbox. The final version looked neat on the surface, but according to him, it just wasn't the truth. That kind of move doesn't exactly scream journalism 101. If anything, it's more like the rule book for how to sanitize a story until it suits whoever's pulling the strings. Take this one example he swears happened on December 25th. Most people are tucking into leftover turkey or passing out on the couch after watching bad Christmas movies, but apparently he was sending emails. And in those emails, he says he made it very clear that Sloan, the key witness in this mess, never made any sexual assault accusation against Blake Lively. He even tried to document it to be safe. Guess what happened? Those emails disappeared into the black hole of oops, the attachments must have gotten lost. Funny how important evidence seems to vanish at just the right time.
About them underestimating us. So now there's been 3 more filings from content creators that just hit the docket last night, Everyone is standing up against this. Every creator is filing another bombshell in their docket. She filed her motion to quash, and it's just so funny. As I said, she was ads on all her videos. Today, I saw that Us Weekly actually has picked up this story.
If you look at legal history, coerced declarations aren't some rare unicorn. They pop up in all sorts of media-related cases where the stakes are high and reputations are even higher. Once a declaration is signed, even if it's shaped by pressure, it can steer a whole lawsuit. Judges and juries see it as fact. In other words, the courtroom doesn't always get the raw story. They get the version polished by lawyers and spin doctors. That's the nightmare scenario. Real evidence takes a back seat while the official narrative gets front row seats. And yet in the court filings, you still see Sloan apparently being cited as saying Lively was assaulted. It's right there in black and white. But Buka waves his inbox saying, "I literally denied this on December 25th. So who's lying? Was this some giant misunderstanding, or were those missing lines intentionally scrubbed out because they didn't fit the script? That's where it gets hard to know what's fact and what's theater. The paper pushes one angle, the reporter says another, and caught in the tug of war is Sloan, whose name has been used like a chess piece. So the real question builds, was this campaign more about shielding Blake Lively's public image from extra scandal, or was it about feeding a hungry media machine that thrives on any celebrity dirt, even the kind that doesn't hold up behind the curtain?
They've gone after completely innocent people. It's just proving, and they're all amazing. And I think bottom line is now Justin Baldoni gets even more evidence towards Blake Lively. I mean, it's so amazing. Like yesterday, I spoke about how Cassidy O'Connell, one of the content creators, she said if anyone paid her whatsoever, indirectly or directly, it's Ryan Reynolds for putting his Mint Mobile.
Buka clearly leans one way. He says he paid the price for refusing to help peddle what he insists was a false story. His punishment, a career setback for having the audacity to tell the truth, or at least his version of it. It's one of those situations where whichever side you believe, someone comes out looking bad. And if all this wrestling over one man's story sounds dramatic, it's only the appetizer, because just around the corner, the bigger battlefield isn't what Buka put in an email or what the Mail put in a filing. It's about who's planting stories, who's benefiting from the spin, and how Taylor Swift's name somehow gets tangled in a plot about extortion. And that's when this whole controversy shifts gears from questionable journalism into full-blown Hollywood intrigue. The wild part is the headline scandal isn't even about whether Blake Lively scared someone into silence. The bigger story is how media teams, PR handlers, and lawyers twist facts into a neat little package that keeps their star safe and shiny. That's the real chess game here. So what do you think? Was James Buka a brave whistleblower calling out a dirty system, or just a guy rewriting his history after things went south? And after seeing how this circus plays out, do you even trust celebrity scandal stories anymore? Honestly, this drama is so messy, even soap operas would resign.